Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for stopping by to hear me speak. My name is Ekaterina O'Neill, and I am a doctoral candidate at Elmbridge University, speaking here about the experiences of Thrice-exceptional Russophone families displaced to the United States. My talk will be extremely brief, so I'm just gonna jump right in. According to United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees report, over 123 million were displaced worldwide by the end of 2024, with the United States being the largest recipient. Displacements happen for different reasons, including natural disasters and wars, as well as all kinds of other types of turmoil and unrest because of political and economic reasons. In fact, more than 8.8 million were displaced because of the Russo-Ukrainian conflict that started in 2014. Both Ukrainians who were escaping the war and Russians who were escaping political persecution for speaking out against the war. In fact, more than 500,000 of Ukrainians entered the United States on humanitarian parole by the end of August 2024. But of course, refugees from former Soviet Union and countries where Russian is the main language have been living in the United States long before 2024. In fact, in 2019, according to statistics, there were 1 million of Russophone persons living in the United States, which was almost a 40% increase in the last 20 years. When you're displaced to another country, your life becomes very difficult. However, if on top of that you have a very complex personality, such as being gifted or twice exceptional, then your struggles multiply. And unfortunately, the experiences of twice exceptional displaced individuals have not been investigated. Which is why 2 years ago I decided to run a small anonymous online survey, which was basically an exploratory study for my doctoral dissertation. It utilized descriptive and phenomenological methodologies and was trying to answer the big question of how to best support Russophone twice exceptional families displaced to the United States. Here are some highlights of the study. Out of 62 family units across 9 U.S. states, 26, about 42%, reported that they were twice exceptional. Almost everybody was familiar with the term giftedness, however, only about 57% of participants were familiar with the term twice exceptional. The most prevalent learning difference was reported to be anxiety, most prevalent challenge, the feeling of not fitting in, and the most prevalent benefit of being both twice exceptional and culturally diverse was split between, first of all, an ability to communicate with older generations in their native language, and also, and I think this is extremely important, openness towards other cultures and differences. I also asked my participants to provide suggestions for how to improve their well-being, and 3 themes emerged out of the collected qualitative data. First, more neurodiversity training for educators. Second, more resources in the native language, in this case Russian, and also inclusivity and acceptance of individuals regardless of their skin color, native language, neurological differences, or political stance. If you're interested to learn more about the study, please keep an eye on a special issue of Gifted and Talented International on giftedness and displacement, which will come out in December of 2026, and that's where my article will be published. In the meantime, thank you.